talk about some of the WSDOT projects in the Mason County area, and I'm going to start with one that you've been watching underway for a couple of years now, which is the SR3 welfare safety job. When the job is complete, there will be two-way left turn lane sidewalks on both sides of the road for the length of the project. It's about a $15 million construction project, and there's still another half mile to the south of where this project ends that we hope to program in the future and make some of the improvements. So there's a few elements I just want to talk about. Romance Hill Fish Culvert. We've had a lot of questions about this culvert from the community, mostly centering around nobody's ever seen a fish there, and so why in the world are we putting a fish culvert in? This culvert is actually, this location is one of about 450 locations in the Olympic region alone, which is that 7-county area that Heidi mentioned, which is Pierce County, Thurston County, and the Olympic Peninsula. And there was an injunction issued by the federal court on a lawsuit filed by the tribes, area tribes, over fish passage. And so there's a total of somewhere over 900 culverts on the west side of the state that we have been directed through the injunction to replace with fish passage friendly culverts. So this is actually one of them, and so we are replacing this. Ultimately, this will be connected up to the rest of the creek system, and I don't know off the top of my head if there's a downstream barrier on this one. Some of the ones that we're replacing will also, full passage will depend on another culvert being replaced. Because the suit was filed against the state, not necessarily county, city, private property owners. There are other culverts that are in the area. So there are about 60 culverts in Mason County that fall within the injunction limits. And they vary in habitat benefit anywhere from sort of 100 feet to many miles, 22,066, about 6 or 7 miles of habitat in one of the Mason County culverts. So sidewalk improvements through the area of the project. Seeing people using these already. There'll be sidewalks full length in the project when we're done, all with ADA compliant crossings. Oh, I need some IT help here. Here we go. Push it 3 times. Stormwater treatment. Stormwater treatment on this project proved to be a big challenge for us. As it turns out, there was it was a wet winter when we started, and there's a lot more. I'll get to this one in a second. I'm almost there. And there's a lot of groundwater. The groundwater was literally coming laterally out of the hillside and down the slope at the height of the winter. And so we ended up building these ponds. The ponds perched up a little bit to accommodate, so they could store the water that they needed to. And then the other issue we ran into, which on a road like SR3, which has been there for a long time, a lot of things have come and gone, a lot of development, water lines added, things changed. You open up the ground and you're never really sure what you're going to find. We did call before you dig. We got as-built from everybody. We dug holes in the ground and mapped things. We created 3-dimensional maps that we could go and slice at any place and it would show us where all the utilities were. And much as General Eisenhower said about D-Day, we had a great plan. It took us several years to put it together. When we landed on the beach, we threw it out the window. We did the same kind of thing, and you have to do a lot of exploration, and you have to do a lot of on-the-fly work. So that delayed us a little bit. But that widening job is scheduled to be done this summer, and I know everybody's going to be glad to have that contract out of their way. Be a big improvement when it's done. So Belfair Bypass. This is another project that's been around for a long time. This project was funded for construction in the Connecting Washington package that passed in 2015. It's a $66 million project under Connecting Washington. It's funded to start in July of 19. The funding stream that was provided to construct this job runs over 6 years. It goes 19, 21, 21, 23, and 23, 25. So the way that will work is we'll start, we've asked for some upfront money already. We've asked if they could advance some of that a year or so we can start doing our community engagement, start looking at our environmental document again, getting things going. And then what we'll look at doing is this will be a design-build contract. So we will hire a company that will, we will provide, this is the basics of what we want. They will go out and they will complete the design, and then they'll start construction before the design is completely done. It saves time, it can save money, and they will be responsible for design and construction, both, once they get started. So we're looking at this probably not being done until about 2024. Would be my guess. The last of the funding is in that 2023 time frame, or 2023, 2025 time frame. And so we'll stage it so that they can finish as early as they can in that, but that final influx of money to pay the contractor doesn't come till that 2023 time frame. So, but we'll be doing a lot of community outreach once we dust this off again. Some things have changed at the ends. There's been development around the school end. And so we'll look at the connections again and work with the community on the final layout. But this is it's a big project. So we have a chip seal project, a paving job on SR 119, starts down at the beginning of SR 19 and goes up towards Lake Cushman. It runs just over 7 miles. It'll be done in the summer, July, August time frame. I think the contractor will be out there starting in July. And then the actual paving work itself will probably take a few weeks, but then they'll have to let that sit. They'll come back, do some striping later. So they'll be in the area on and off probably for 4 or 5 weeks, but the actual paving work will not take up all that time. We're having the discussion at the table about how long does the work actually take. So they'll get out, it's a chip seal, so they'll go out, put the oil material down, the asphalt material, they'll put the rock down, and then they'll do some sweeping and some cleanup, and that'll have to sit and settle a little bit, and then they'll come back and do the striping, and we usually look at signing and some other things at the same time when they go through there. So, but that'll be this summer. This is another one that I know a number of you probably have some interest in, the 302 Victor area. That road has been crumbling on the side. It's an active sort of a little small slide area that's given us a lot of trouble, given you a lot of trouble. We get a lot of calls. Our maintenance forces have been going out and putting more asphalt down on top of there for a long time. There's several feet of it in places. We had a failing culvert in the area that we were programmed to replace that culvert late summer. And so when we looked at the culvert itself is not the real root of the problem. There's some bad material and an active little slide area in there. But we went back to our program, our folks who control the money, and we said, as long as we're not going to fix this culvert, we really need to fix this road. I know it's not scheduled, but we really need to fix this road, and they found the money to do that. We awarded a contract, and then the bad weather really hit hard. And so we couldn't, we have a contract, but we couldn't get them out there to get that work started. So we are ready to fix that. I know it just got changed. It just got reduced to 1 lane in each direction because we want to keep people off that side. And we are just, right now, we have everything ready to go. We're just waiting for some weather so a contractor can get in there and fix it. So we'll keep as much public outreach as we can going so that you all, everybody who lives up there and uses that road knows when we're coming. As much notice as we can give, and we'll get that fixed this spring. Like I say, we're ready to go, and we'd like to get it done too. So that's a picture of what the side of that road looks like right now. And as I said, it's been problematic for quite a while, and we're done trying to patch it together. What it's going to require is removing that entire section of 302 for a couple hundred feet and replacing it with a lightweight material that will hold in place better and then shore up that side. There's a chance it might have to be relocated a little bit and moved because it's continuing to slide. So they're still looking at it, but like I said, we're ready to go. 101 at Lynch Road, another project that was been around for a long time. I think we've been looking at this since 1997. When looked at it again in 01, 03, 07, 2008, have made incremental improvements. It was a high accident location. We've lowered the speed limit. We've added some turn pockets, some turn lanes. We've been talking to the county about a lot. The county's done a lot of work out there and looking at options, and we've been working together on that. And at this point, there's been a lot of preliminary work done, and then the Connecting Washington package again provided $5 million to go out and do something there. There's been talk about a frontage road. And so where we are now is we've gone out and we've started that. It's another project is just going to start. The funding becomes available in July of 17. And so we've been doing some preliminary work, and our project engineers got out and talked to some of the businesses in the area, been doing some door knocking, been meeting with the county. And so the other thing that Connecting Washington provided was some direction to apply what we call practical design to all the projects that are in Connecting Washington. And so practical design says you go out and you identify the root cause of the problem. What's the real need? What's the problem you're trying to address, as opposed to here's the solution. We're going to go out and for instance, the budget item says go out and look at building a frontage road here. But apply practical design. So we're going to go out and we're going to make sure that we have we know the current accident history, what kind of accidents we're seeing, what's the cause of those, and address that cause. And then go forward with some more public involvement, say this is what we're seeing, what do you all think? And then we'll put together a solution and move forward. So that has started. It'll go into a higher gear in July. When the funding becomes available, and we'll continue to work with the county and local businesses and neighbors and make sure we got the right answer and put it in place. A lot of the improvements that we put in place as far as turn lanes and turn pockets and lowering the speed limit things, they have improved. The accident history has changed quite a bit over the years. It's come down. We want to make sure that we really understand what's going on and we get the right solution in place. So that's the projects we have in the area. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
What exactly are you looking at doing at Lynch Road and 101 there?
Well, the original proposal is to build a frontage road on the east side, back down to the Camille interchange. Yeah, that's the proposal that's been around for a little while. And so we'll go back and look and see what's the accident history say, and would that frontage road fix that problem? Is that the root of it?
You did a pretty good job.
Pardon
You
me?
did a pretty good job of changing the lanes. I drive that all the time. It's so much easier.
Okay, good. I'm glad to notice the difference.
Oh, yeah. Here's one here.
Okay?
Is there any action on the Wallace-Needham interchange?
So Wallace Nealand, we've been in discussions with a developer who's interested in doing some development at Wallace Nealand, and their proposal involves trading some property with us, moving one of the ramps, trading some property, putting the ramp in a different location, which that talk started quickly, then recession, it slowed down, they kind of put their plans on hold, it started again, the discussions have started again. We are open to some sort of an arrangement like that, but it's trading property and making changes like that within what we have to do for state law. It just requires some things like equal value and because we're talking about investments that was made with public dollars, and it's also, the money we collect from the gas tax is all covered by the 18th Amendment to the Constitution that says that everything we collect from the gas tax has to be used for a transportation purpose. And so there's a way at fair market value to make it happen. So those discussions have started again, and I think something will happen, but exactly when probably depends on the developer and their time frame. Okay, thank you.